Hello and welcome to Life Lessons with Barbara. I'm your host, Barbara Elleen Johnson, and I'm here to talk about life and things I've learned along the way. And I'm here to share those things with you. Not just lessons I've learned throughout my many years of living, but also some I picked up from others, my clients, colleagues, my mother, my grandmother, friends, and from my spiritual pursuits. Life teaches us lessons every day, and I'm sure you'll pick up a few from my guest today. I am so excited to finally introduce her to you, but before I do, I need to give a quick shout out to Black Wall Street Radio for this wonderful platform that makes it possible for me to share this hour with you. And by the way, my real job is being the lead life coach and owner of BEJ Associates LLC, a transformational coaching and consulting company. If you've tuned in before, you've already met some of my awesome associates. My team and I specialize in helping you break down or work around barriers, blocks, obstacles that can stand between you and the life you truly want to live, or that business you hope to create or to grow, or that bad habit you want to break, or goal you want to meet. To learn more about us and to sign up for services, go to my website, BEJ-Associates.com. Okay, now sit back and check out that beautiful mellow tune playing in the background. That's none other than After the Rain, our theme song. And that's your clue to who is today's guest. Now, if you guessed already that it is the creator of After the Rain who is here with us today, you are absolutely correct. And I am thrilled, just absolutely thrilled to finally get to introduce her to you. But before I do, I want you to know that you can download After the Rain and hear the whole song. It's over 4 minutes long. It's amazing. And even access LadyMac's website and see her perform. Now, you have never seen anything like it. She is absolutely fantastic. Also at the website, you'll find an archive of all the Life Lessons with Barbara shows we've ever done. Again, that website address is BEJ-Associates.com/radio. Now stay tuned for my interview with Lois, LadyMac, McMorris. And you're listening to Life Lessons with Barbara. Well, hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in. And as promised, I have in the flesh, in living color, well, not quite, but I finally get to introduce you to the fabulous, the spectacular, the lead guitarist extraordinaire, Lois LadyMac McMorris. Say hi, Lois.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. And I want to
Hey, girl.
just, hey, I just wanted to fess up from the very beginning that we go back a long way. I've never mentioned that before in any of the other shows because I'm saving it for a surprise. Lady Mac and I have been best friends since the 3rd grade. So we go way back. And
No, it's the 4th grade. Excuse me, Tell us this, people. We worked with her through it because it was the 4th grade. We worked with her. She's a wonderful person. It's kind of a glitch that comes up, but I
okay. All right.
but way back.
And way back, way back. Okay, third grade. So anyway, um, so so
Had to
that's
put it in.
that's
You
the
know,
the most wonderful thing about her is that she's been my best friend since then. But there are other incredible things that I want you to know about her. You know her music, and you know that mellow tune called "After the Rain" because that's the theme song for the show. Thank you, darling. Thank you for co-sponsoring the show and lending us that beautiful original tune of yours, After the Rain.
yeah.
But now I get to really brag. I got to tell you all, I mean, this woman is incredible. And I know her since, way back when, and she was picking on the guitar back when she was a little bitty thing and wore these big, no, I won't. I was going to talk about the leggings and stuff, but I won't. So she
Okay.
would she would
In the
come to,
winter, in the
well, yeah, Omaha is cold. You're right, and but those were some really warm leggings that you used to wear, and you'd be all bundled up. You were so cute. Okay,
yeah.
you let me get away with that. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, because you cleaned it up.
I did. Yes. Okay. So, but there's other, I mean, very extraordinary things about her. Ah, okay. We know about the music, and that ain't the half of it. She has performed on stage and she has performed with the greats. And if you go to her website, you'll see all of the celebrities and people that have crossed her path, whose paths she crossed, all throughout her career. And so the music is outstanding. That's an established fact. What you may not know is that she's also a gifted artist. And, I might go and get that painting and bring it. So, yeah. Okay. Remind me to do that because I have an original um, painting of
Mm.
me. And how old was I? I was such a young thing. Okay, but before we move on about the music, I just want to take this opportunity for Lady Mac to tell us about some of the many awards that she's won as a result of her illustrious career. So tell us, why don't you talk about the one where I was able to be there for the actual award? Or whichever one you want to talk about. Are you
Oh,
talking?
sure, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yep, right now.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yes.
Way to go.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. The one you were at was the Hall of Fame,
Yes.
the Black Music Hall of
Yes.
Fame. And that was stellar. So that one is, I don't know if you can see it, it's the middle one back there.
Oh, the middle
The
one
middle
with
one.
the
Where's
star.
my finger?
Yeah,
Yep,
I can
that's
see
the
where
Hall
you're
of Fame.
pointing and
There's another,
everything.
yeah. So there that is. And
Uh-huh.
so, and then 2 years later, now I have that award, I just don't have it here, a beautiful jewel shape award where for as a lifetime achievement award winner in the Hall of Fame. So that's two of
Oh,
them. And
yes.
this Hall of Fame, I was just proud to be in because of the peership. In other words, there's Catherine Hughes is in this Hall of Fame, who is Radio One. She's nationally, internationally known,
Home
and
girl.
she's there. That's right, a homegirl. There is Gabrielle Union is
Hmm.
in it. The actress Gabrielle Union, Terry Lewis, who did all of Janet Jackson's music, Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. Terry Lewis is
Oh.
in it.
Uh-huh.
Like Buddy Miles, he's in it. Even although it says the Black Music Hall
Now,
of Fame, Susie Buck, whom you know personally,
yes.
was inducted posthumously into it, and they
Was
brought in
she? I
they
didn't
brought in
know
the
that.
category.
I didn't know that. That
Yep,
is
that's right.
beautiful because she was a beautiful person. I'm glad they recognized her
Yep,
because
that's
she established the Buffett Scholarship, and it's mostly, us that, got to take advantage of it and go to
right.
college, and she was amazing.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that. I didn't
Yep.
know.
Really. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That was just so that was cool. And I really and just the whole performance and the whole thing was a pivotal moment in my life. Being we're born and raised there, self-taught on this instrument, going through the crucibles of doing it,
Mhm.
and not knowing music and the creativity moves you forward, and not
Mhm.
knowing what you're going to encounter, and
Mhm.
some of the things that were encountered were like were you going through a crucible, and so it's in those in those make or break moments. It's like, are you going to stick with this or what? And people all over the world go through this in different ways,
Mhm.
but to stick with it, where you're the just a different thing. Oh, well, I'm playing guitar and all that sort of thing, and to come through that for me personally, and to have this happen
Mhm.
was just wonderful. And people that saw it in my
Validation.
family, I mean, oh my God, and just the show I created during it, validation for my own personal self through it,
Yeah.
which just speaks to you have a purpose or a mission or something. It's like it chooses you. It just moves you forward,
That's right.
and it's like choice. That's a choice of whether it's like, okay, I'm done. But seems like this kind
You
of
can't
thing is
quit.
like, yeah, but I'm not. Okay,
Mm.
you are? I don't think so.
That's how
So
it happens, doesn't it?
what happens?
I remember you
But
used to.
anyway, so that's the whole.
Oh, wonderful.
No,
And
go on.
and I was just going to say, I remember when you were, when you were out there doing your thing early on, when we were still kids and early 20s, you used to complain about um, the backlash or resistance from your fellow musicians, fellow meaning of the male persuasion, and how they would,
For sure.
yeah, yeah, and so
Yeah.
you want to say a little bit about that, and then also, has it changed at all?
Okay, yeah. Now that's interesting. Good question, I think. Yeah. Sexism, that's sexism.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and it's just as bad as racism. Those are the isms.
Yes.
They're actually crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
so during the thing, the same thing, like the courtesies that are afforded um, of the people of that persuasion, whether it's racism or sexism, like the fellas, they can do this or this will happen. But their whole attitude was of disdain, but uh, but then they had to back up and give props. Well, sometimes that was begrudgingly, or else you'd be self-judged, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just walk in and it's just assumed, oh, well, she can't play. And
Right.
sometimes I would hear it,
Mm-hmm.
or 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 to the point where the music just drove me. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just starting. The music is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea this is going to happen,
It speaks for
but
itself.
I'm gonna keep on, but it's hurtful to you.
Yes,
So you
I
have to
remember.
figure out while you're in it, what is this in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it happening? And then what can you do about it? But what it did for me, like they'd have jam sessions, for example, at the showcase.
Yeah, I remember the
These guys,
showcase.
yeah, they had Sunday jam sessions, but it was almost like gunslingers. As
Mm-hmm.
gunslingers is like they were like,
It
because
was a straight up
the
competition.
guys
Yeah.
straight up competition. They don't about just but standing out nonetheless. So they would do different kind of things. I've had people that play behind me sitting in, and they would just do mess up chords
On
because you're
purpose?
playing on the chord on
Wow.
purpose.
Mm.
On purpose, mess up the chords, and they didn't know, or they would start a song. Say, I go to a gig.
Mm-hmm.
You just go to the gig like an, and they wouldn't tell me the key of the song or the song. They would just
Wow.
start playing. But they didn't know that the Spirit had gifted me so that when they start playing, I can go to the key. And while they're playing it through, I'm learning it right then
Mm-hmm. On the
because,
spot.
and I'm so caught in that. Now, it's like when people try to, they did their best to thwart me
Mm-hmm.
like that. And you're not thinking, oh, they're thwarting me. You know, you're just like,
No.
oh, really? Just go. And then the thing, this is a time-honored thing. Even Jimmy Smith, the jazz organist, shared this, that guys would do this to women.
Mm-hmm.
What the time-honored, they play a song and they play it all through once that you don't know. And then the thing is like solo. So now sometimes people can't solo through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned it right then, so I soloed through it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
And they go,
like the Joker.
they're trying to set you up. Well, Lois,
Yeah,
are
yeah,
things
yeah.
any better now? I mean, is there more acceptance now for for women
Oh yeah.
musicians?
I think so. Oh yeah, well the word is way more prevalent, first of all,
Yeah.
than it was. So we had no idea. I was a pioneer. But I
Yes.
think it's just like with civil rights, you know, we made a way for them. We made a way for the people that come behind us.
Mm-hmm.
We made a way.
Yes.
Now, with civil rights, I wasn't thinking, or you're not thinking, I'm making a way for you. You're the artist, and
Right.
you're
And
just,
you're
that's what
expressing,
you do.
and you're compelled. And and even when you run into
Yeah,
this discrimination and stuff, you still can't not do it. It doesn't
right.
snuff out that desire in you. You
It seems to
whether
more. It builds in more because it's like on different kinds of things. I mean, there was one time they put me behind a PA column. No, stand over there. Here's a column. Here I am. Get over here. But why? We want to hear you.
uh-huh. But we
Years
don't want to
ago,
see you. Oh God.
we just want to hear you.
Yeah.
And so what he does is the artist person just comes out like blam. It's
Uh-huh.
just blam. You know what?
And then
Blam.
people are looking around the column to see who is that playing back there.
Yeah.
It
It
backfires
came
on them.
up. She said, "What are you doing?" My sister came up, step out. And after that, just the thing that's within me begins to step out, and more. So now, after being like I went from there. I say up through the ranks naturally, from being the side musician up through the ranks
Mm-hmm.
to people making me the music director because I like to write out the stuff. I'm learning like this. I can
Mm-hmm.
hear it, but because I'm an artist, I just dug seeing those charts, and I
Mm-hmm.
like writing them out. So that so self-taught, and then finally I went to music school for like one semester. I was like, man, that feels good. On with my stuff. So all of this contributed to me expressing who and what the gift is. You see, you have to express it. Reverend
Mm-hmm.
Michael says, if you don't express your gift will kill you. It's like I gotta do this. And what this is arrangements of my music and composing it and performing it. And after a while, it just was like, and we see Queen Latifah and them do
Mm-hmm.
that. They're like, oh, I'll make my own project. And after a while, though, like became the head, I was one of the headliners of the Playboy Jazz Festival. That
Yes.
was as the themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
After
Yeah.
all of this discrimination, and when I say raised through the ranks, I guess people would just kind of feel something. So I'm told I don't know. I
Right.
just had to come through from being shy to being
Yeah.
able to
Y-
see
that's
these things,
yeah. When you say you're shy, anybody who only knows you when they see you perform would never ever believe that. I remember when you were
Yeah.
really really sick, and went on this road trip, and you weren't feeling the best, but you soldiered on anyway. And then we get up to Philly, and here you all sick and everything. And then our mutual friend, took us to, do you
Yeah.
remember the name of the club? It's famous for jazz musicians. Well, anyway,
You remember this? Start with the whatever.
it was something. But anyway, okay. And so you're there, and this is a karaoke night or something, right? And the next
No,
thing
no, no. It's a jam session night.
jam session.
It's a
Okay.
jam session night.
And the next
There's a
thing I
band there.
know, because I'm going like, where's Lois? You didn't bring your guitar or anything, and you were just gone, and we were looking around, and then next thing I know, you're up on the stage, and you're playing somebody's guitar, and you turned the place out. I don't know when the last time you had performed, but that was the first time I had seen you perform in years, and you blew my mind, girl. And you singing, and all
Uh,
that chatter and stuff, it just shut down, and everybody's eyes were on you. I mean, you were great before, because remember, Memory Lane, what's her name, uh, from Jefferson's,
Marla's
Marla
memory.
Gibbs' place. And I went to California to see you play with the pink, what, that all girl
The
band,
blues.
the Blues Sisters, and you
Uh-huh.
guys were
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, you were awesome. But
And then
girl, huh? Say that again.
I said, and we didn't play the blues. Oh,
No,
can you
I
hear
never
me?
heard you play no blues.
Do
You
you know
guys,
that just an aside, do you know that it was Marla who was our manager,
uh-huh,
and she gave us this name, which was not really appropriate because there's heavyweights like Karen Briggs in there, and
uh-huh.
then she changed it to Velvet Jazz,
Okay, that
and we
fits.
performed. Yeah, yeah, Velvet Jazz down there at
Yeah.
Marla's Memory Lane. Eventually,
Yes.
We departed, changed the name again. But yeah, that's where that started. That's where you came. Yeah.
I
So
came
it
to
evolved
that.
from. Mhm.
Amazing. But to see you on the stage, as bad as you've been feeling and everything, I mean, my mouth was just hanging open. I said, I don't believe she up there. And then you killed it. I mean,
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
everybody's eyes was on that stage, and you killed it, girl. And one of the first
Oh,
life lessons I chose for this show, because at the end of each show, I come up with something, whatever is on my heart to share. And one of the first ones was, you're never too old to follow your dream. And that is so true. Ain't that
that
right?
is so true.
That is so true. So I
That's
don't,
right.
and you can
That's so.
keep working it, girl, for the next 20, 30 years if you want to. You can, I mean, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah. That's right.
blown,
That's right.
I was blown away. Yeah. Well, listen,
Oh,
you
I
got,
thank you. I
I wanted to, there's so much I want to do. Let's segue to your other gift, your other extraordinary gift. And I would like
okay.
to present to the audience. Those of you, remember, is BEJ-associates.com/radio. So if you want to see what we're talking
Okay.
about, that's what you do. Go to the website. And you'll also be able to download Lady Mac's After the Rain and Sister Line, and you can also access her website. So remember that BEJ-associates.com/radio. Now, what I'm going to show you, people uh, who are interested in actually seeing this program, is a painting that Lady Mac did of me back in 70 something. What does it say down here? 1979?
It's probably 80.
Wait a minute. 79, honey. It was, I knew it was, huh? Yeah.
In LA, because I moved to LA in 70. Yep.
So remember doing this one? I love it.
Yeah.
This is how this girl rolls. I mean, I love it and cherish it.
Okay, I got one.
Okay. Oh, yes. That is heavy. So put it a little closer to and talk so that the camera will go to you. Describe something.
Okay, so can you hear? Okay, here I go. So this has a poem that was written with it. Actually, the poem came beforehand. And then came this piece, which is, it has multi-levels on it. It's painted piece. And so people can buy it as posters, but I'm just trying to get it so there's no glare.
Yes.
Which is good luck. Okay, there's no
glare.
It's
coming out good.
It's better. So, okay, great. So it's called, the name of the painting is Eyelessly We Have Groped. And it is like a metaphor. Can you say it? Can you hear it?
Yes.
And this individual here is up against a wall. And this individual is mired in what has covered them, and it's their thoughts and their feelings and things that have happened. And it has come over them so that their flesh is like concrete in a way. It's like patina, and they've been up against this wall that they're feeling right there. And it feels real. And they're in the corner, if you will. See, they're in a corner.
Yes.
And it feels real. Wall is made up of many things, the childhood things that happened before, and many things, experiences in the life that made one finally come to this, and here they are stuck in it, as if it's some sort of excrement that is built up on them, and they're stuck kneeling, and their eyes are closed. She groped eternally. He groped eternally. Okay, now here's the other part of the thing, is that over here, here's a spotlight. It's shining down upon the individual, because see, it's not over until it's over, and then it's not over.
Exactly. Yeah.
See it? The shine is on the individual, and over here, if we can go here to the side, here we see it's a new day. Here's a dawning, actually. It's the dawn. You see the landscape. That's the dawn of a new day that's coming. But see, on this side where she was is the sunset of the old day. It is the sunset of the old day, and no, wait a minute. That's the end of the new day, and here's the sunrise of the new day. And died.
At least she's headed in the right direction. If she would just grope a little.
All she has to do is realize that the wall that looks so thick when you're in the corner and stuck is really thin.
That is such a visual. Girl, that's powerful. I never heard you describe it like that.
Yes.
When I looked at it, what I saw was just, not looking at a whole of life and just focusing on this little corner that way. Anyway, I like you. I like the way you describe it better. I love that is
Yes.
powerful.
Thank you.
So if
Thank you.
someone,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So if someone wanted to order your posters, do you have any? I think you said you had another picture, a small version that you could show us. No,
Yeah,
it's
it's just a little one, but as far as it's a little sketch, that's all. It's not much. I just had
oh,
kind of did actually it was just a study. I
oh
wanted to
wow.
study the planes of the face.
The
And so it's just a study in light.
uh-huh.
To get the plane of face, I was interested in the planes, obviously in a masculine place, and so I just sketched that out and did
He's a
that. But
fine
between
somebody. I
that
know
is,
that much.
you know what I'm saying? Maybe I was dreaming, but I keep him right there. And as far they can go to Fine Art America,
Mhm,
Lois McMorris / fineartamerica.com,
mhm.
Lois McMorris, that's the /, and there they can see my pictures, my paintings, and yeah, I got 4 or 5 of them on there, and they can order their posters and all like that. That would be so cool. So
Okay.
I have an
Yes.
explanation.
I will I
Yeah.
will I'll repeat that at the end of this when we close out the show so that anybody who wants to take
Well,
note will have their pencil and pen ready and we'll be able to get that.
oh,
So,
thank you. Thank you.
but for just
I
for right
didn't
now, just
say.
repeat it one more time. The
Okay,
website.
it's www.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. .com. Fine Art America.
All
Fine Art
together.
America.
America.
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
.com / Lois McMorris, LOIS. I know you know the
Yeah. How you
McMorris.
spell that?
And they can,
Okay.
yeah, how many people spell Lois incorrectly?
Girl, you remember
That,
all
that
the
happens.
you remember you were going to Tech and I was going to Central and your sister Gwen was going to Central. And so we would write
Uh-huh.
our notes and pass them back and forth through her and she probably read everything. She probably know all our business. We had a lot of business then
Not
too.
much, but yeah, yeah, like no.
Oh. Okay, so tell us, okay, you've already alluded to what what motivates you. And you've referred to the spirit. So I would love for you
Mhm.
because I think when we met, I mean, in early, when early in our lives, we were talking spirituality, way before
Yep,
our
yep.
peers. And I am so grateful for
Uh-huh.
that. It screwed me up because it put me, it kind of put me at odds with family and other friends and stuff. So I just started to keep my mouth shut. But, now there's a whole, there's
Wow.
a huge movement and it's been around for 100 years, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't make it to Omaha, not while I was there. And so I didn't discover, like
Good.
unity or new thought or any of that until I got here. um not I guess it
Nope.
was, yeah, 7 years ago or so is when I first made my way. But I had all of that, we had talked about all that stuff, but I want you to just to kind of expound on, excuse me, on that inner knowing that you had at an early age, and how how it has guided you since then. Do you mind sharing that for the audience a little bit?
Well, okay. Okay, yeah. Um, I don't know where to start, but it's I remember still to this day, I remember being a baby, a little baby. I have memories of that, of being a little baby. And and the things that they now say, and although some people still call it woo woo, it's not. It's even being confirmed by scientists. So I want to try to speak clearly to it without trying to put a filter on it, like they try to filter what they say on CNN about this crazy person. But it's like, no, he's crazy. And so you just got to say it. And those who have ears to hear can see, boom, they can feel it, they'll get it. And no matter how you couch it, if they're not going to get it, they're not going to get it. So this is straight ahead. I just had this awareness or something, a quiet space since I was a little girl, since I was like a little baby. And where I had a different viewpoint. This viewpoint was nothing spoken about in not in the Midwest or in the United States, mostly even during that time. You're not going to hear about where you just know that you have a new body, and you just know that. And it's cool with you, I remember my daddy holding me up and said, "Look, he's very loving. Look at that baby." And it was first time seeing it in the mirror, you look at that baby. He's like that. I remember looking at this little, but thinking, see, we're thinking in there. We're alive and well, we're consciousness. And that's been my experience. I remember thinking, oh, I like this one. And years later, after going through all the kind of default conditioning that is put on us, the fact that the awakening is there to who and what you really are, a spiritual being, that continues, nonetheless. And so it started to, it was like, it can't be, it couldn't be just
My
totally clogged down.
impression is that you have a genius quality, because not only do you have multiple talents, but you excel in all of them. And I was just wondering, with that connection, that strong connection you had when you were just a little kid, did was that kind of your guide that guided you to explore and develop your talents? Do you know? Because this was even before third grade when we met. So that's only something that you could know. So, I
You
mean,
saw me,
does that make sense, my question?
okay, I think you're saying, was there something very early on that I experienced or knew, or that propels me forward, if you will? Is that what you're saying that?
Yeah. Was there did you feel a guiding, or, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go way out here. And I mean, I could imagine, you know, it's possible, all things are possible, that you came here already with these talents, you know,
Yep. Yep.
and and they're extraordinary, and they're multiple, and not, and not only do you do the music and the art, but you also produce and put shows together, and you just have all these qualities. Plus, with the writing, we didn't even talk about that much, but you're writing. And I remember those cool cartoons, that black um uh little Annie, what did you call her? You would make just
Her name was Sybil.
Sybil.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But she was a sister, a little sister, but it was kind of on the order of Little Orphan Annie, right?
Really, I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember it?
I remember her. Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I thought it was the coolest thing. And you just sit up there and just and then you'd have this cartoon. I was like, that is incredible. But I but I just wonder, because it kind of reinforces the notion that, we are spirits that inhabit, that have multiple lives. And
Exactly.
some, that residual just kind of carries over, or I don't know how it happens, but
Mhm.
I was just wondering, could, you know, could you feel something, or did you have a different kind of sensation or something, that that you could sense that was directing you? Because
Okay.
you're self-taught. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You taught yourself,
Yeah. Yep.
especially music, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yeah. So in answer to your question, I'll try to explain it like this. I I I was led to the words to say it, but when I was little, I'll try to show you my experience of this that we call three-dimensional 3D reality. There are words for it now. But my experience of it was like, I'm trying to put it over this camera. If it was just like too little, you can only see too little through these two little things like this.
Two little holes, but we only see
Yeah,
one.
that it's dark.
Okay.
And you're inside and it'll blink like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're back from it. You're back from it.
Okay.
So back from being immersed in the reality. There's more than one dimension. So back from it and looking at it, but aware. So in other words, it wasn't looking at it when babies are going da da da. I remember that, but I was seriously thinking and trying to talk to people, and it's coming out and then that's frustrating.
That's frustrating, isn't it?
People remember that.
There you go. That's where them colicky babies come from. They're frustrated.
They're angry. It's like, no, I'm trying to say something that's coming. Oh, baby, what the baby? So, but this thing of where it's doing this, but I'm back, if you will. This doggone right. I'm back from it. So that's one way. And as a little girl, I actually saw this on TV. It's like the spirit. See, the spirit. Here's what I know. Here's what I know. That all there is God. That's what I know. And that we are our divine consciousness having a multi-dimensional experience. And while there are people that can see on this small spectrum of a large spectrum of light, some people see this much, anything, and some people see a little more. A little more.
Yeah.
And so I want people to see a little more. A little more, hear a little more, and so it was a multiple experience so far, and one that it's like opening up a lotus within yourself too. So was I guided? It was to just do this. I remember as a little girl hearing the guitar, and when I would hear it and these chords, it would rub me. My stomach. That's the solar plexus. That's a seat of function. That is your
the soul.
Me, and I would turn away. But the music, it's just naturally there. It was nobody saying do this, nothing. My parents would go to. They would visit their friend's house, and we'd all have dinner afterward. They had a piano. I was in there on the piano. They just playing that. You were not going to interact with the parents, so me and Gwen would be on there. They showed us chopsticks, girl. It was on. Or I'd make I would have put a cigar box and I put rubber bands over it. And I did that as I moved. See, here's a box and here's rubber bands. And if you put your finger on it like the guitar, now I'm not thinking like I just knew this. You pull it, it has different sounds. So I would do that ding, 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 like that. And the guitar moved me so much here. It's because it connects. I've had other lifetimes playing this instrument. I've met people that went that lifetime together. It's like deep, you get confirmation of this. So the experience of living in the spirit and realizing it more and more. Was it guiding me? Yes, it guided me, but more so, it was me. It's like you just go like that.
Wait.
Oh, okay, that's interesting, and I enjoy all things. I enjoy my my personal awareness and relationship and intellect with the divine. See, it don't make any difference whether anybody believes that. Who
Mm-hmm.
cares? I
Mm-mm.
don't care. They didn't believe gravity. Step
No.
off a building.
Yeah.
Just step.
And see what happens, right?
See
Yeah.
what happens. You're not believing all the way that I don't
Yeah.
believe.
That's
They
that's
stop.
that that's that inner knowing. And
It's
what
inner.
you know. And it doesn't matter whether someone else knows it or agrees with you or not. What you
That's
know,
it.
you know.
And it's a knowingness that there's a state called the watcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that, and this is spiritual state. They say the words, they say there is a place where nothing has hurt or harmed you. And there is a place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a place called the watcher. Now I'm saying from an experience of it. I'm not saying something I just read. And that's the difference. It's the experience, like you experience it for myself. And then, oh, and then later on, here come these words. Because of, it's like, oh my goodness, other people know about this? This is exactly what that is? Yes, because all the time we will get this input uh, uh, of the true reality from source. We're always,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where we live and that's who we are, it's like awakening. So all of these things, though, one goes through the layers of life like the onions,
Mm-hmm.
and I experienced things that were just jaw dropping, just like, oh my, people continue living.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't stop. You just continue living. You don't have to be with any kind of man-made anything to keep on living. It, and people do, and they'll show up. They will show up in all kinds of ways. So that's an experience in themselves when a person perceives that. Our natural state is one of telepathy. That's our natural state.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural thing. And sure enough, it's like growing into these things and understanding when things just kind of walked in, and then
Mm-hmm.
working on that. I think if I'm making sense, I'm just talking about that in the actual state of my experiences, there are this awareness as a being, a spiritual being, and then there's also the awareness of the world. So
Mm-hmm.
here that is awareness of the spirit of who I am in there, looking at this thing, this three dimensionality, this slice of life, the world, and then going and learning through that, the teens, the little girl, learning through that, and there was a guidance. You don't need anybody really interpreting for you, but you will be led. And so the spirit even led me. I just have this relationship. I talk like this all the time.
I know.
It's like, this is big.
And when I want to know something, I I consult your spirit because yours is, I guess I'm not there yet. But I trust it. It's always been right.
Yeah,
So it's,
I'm a messenger.
yeah.
I didn't know it until I was 20 years old. The way I was told this was like a Twilight Zone experience. I didn't know I was born with a veil over my face. Now, I didn't know that, but I've
Yeah, I've heard
always
that
seen,
expression.
yeah,
I,
it's actual skin,
oh.
and they cut it off.
Oh, for
They cut it off.
real.
Actual
Oh, I,
skin,
I, oh, okay. Okay. So not symbolically, but a real
a real
mesh
thing,
kind of
a real
porous
thing
skin
over,
over your face.
right? Yeah. And
Mm.
so I didn't know about it, but ever since I was a little girl, I mean, just infant, I just had these different experiences. And sometimes like there was times I just I slept with the cover. Just don't touch me. Just don't, people they still I just or all
Mhm.
kinds of things. You just have to process that with
Mhm.
the. But in there, I'd have to say I had the I was still embraced by the Spirit, still could have that embraced by the Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
so that it wasn't so much that I just backed away totally. So I the onus is on me to, I'm a message deliverer. So when I found out about that veil, I was told my onus, I call it, or by charge. And I was told in a strange way down at OIC, remember when we worked?
Yeah, I remember when we were supposed to be working.
Yeah. Well, she was a teacher, y'all, at Opportunities Industrialization
Yes,
Center.
thank you very much.
And we're like college people. I stopped at the point we stopped, and
Yes.
so anyway, but there was a staff that came down there, and that was around when in the communities where people across the nation would say like Black Power, hey y'all, hey yo, and a woman came down there, didn't know she was actually a spiritual psychic person. I don't know what you'd call it. She's the one that gave me the charge and told me about the veil because she could see it.
What
And
was her
so
name? I mean, I don't remember. Did you tell me about
M-E,
that?
Mary,
Yeah.
Mary, she's brown
Hmm.
hair, just
Was
regular little
she a client or was she a staff person?
one of the teachers.
She was a
She was
teacher also? Oh gosh, I don't remember
a
her.
teacher. We had two white
Oh,
down there. Everybody else was black.
uh-huh.
And one was,
Okay.
her name was Terry, and one's name was Mary. They didn't
Oh,
know each other or anything, but it was this woman here. But see, the Spirit will send in my life, in anyone's life,
yeah.
people to awaken you,
Mm-hmm.
people to give you a message. And
Yes.
so she was this messenger that she came down, although she came down to work in the community, and she saw these things, and she told me, hey, you were born with a veil over your face. I'm like, she just came up to me, like, oh,
Now I see the Twilight Zone aspect of that. Like, how the heck do you know that?
yes, like that. And then she told me how she knew, and
How did
what
she
she
know?
could, because she could see the auric vision. I can too. She
Oh.
could see it. She could see. She said, "You have these purple cords around you." I'm like, "Okay."
Mm.
And she told me about that. She said, "You can see where it's cut off. It's right here alongside my ear." She
Uh-huh.
said that. She said that you have this to do, and what it is like one of the things is that I deliver messages, a message from the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And this has happened, and it moves me to do this. And it's happened all over the world. It's happened in Thailand. It happened in
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia. It happened in
Mm-hmm.
LA. It happened in Omaha. It happened in Kansas City. It happened in, all these,
Everywhere
wherever,
you went.
everywhere. If I'm led to do it, and people, some of them, I mean, it's always something beautiful. And that's what she told me. Always telling them, you know, that don't tell them, something like their demise or something. Always tell them good things. And I listened to her. I did not disrespect her. I listened.
Mm-hmm.
And she said there was too many things that were pulling on me. That's these cords that she saw, these astral etheric cords.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there was some kind of like, oh, okay, lady. But the more really, because I hadn't been talked to like that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well,
Oh,
she goes into her business, and I was still living with mama. And so maybe a few days later, she had never said this in her life. And I remember when I was in the kitchen, somebody, young guys like to come by and talk to my mama. Did you know that? They just like
I
to
know
talk
I
to me
like
and
to
say,
come by and eat. And she didn't
she
talk
can't.
much to me. She probably just said, Lois's friend.
But but these young guys would like to come by and speak to her. As is that she's in the kitchen, and this guy, he's standing there. One door, there's two doors, and my mom says, I'm in the other one, looking in from the dining room. He's from the hall, and we're talking to her. Mama's just like, just her charismatic Gemini self. Next thing you know, she says, Lois was born with a veil over her face. She had
Mm-hmm.
never said it in her life.
She never said it
It
told you at all, huh?
never said this. Never, 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 never. I was
Oh.
like, I had not said to her with this lady, because I'm like, okay, well, that woman said that, but I just went on. She said
Uh-huh.
that. It's like, what? And she's, oh. So we're raised not to really question your parents.
Yes. Oh,
So
wow.
it's like,
Whoa, that's heavy. Oh, well, on that note, whew, on that
God is
note,
everything. There's the thing.
there, yes, yes,
God is,
the life lesson. Say
he
it
said,
again.
God is, and we show up to whomever, so that to get succor, guidance, etc., 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 etc. This lets you know over and over again that life is just ongoing. It really is love, and to flow love and to be love. That's really the answer. Best we can.
That's what we came here to do.
Best we can.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
You're
Thank
quite
you
welcome.
so
Thank
much.
you.
That was quite enlightening. I
Have a
love you.
good.
You have been like a sister to me. I love you for that. And you've been through the worst and the best parts of my life. So it's like you've gone on this journey with me and vice versa. And
Yeah.
uh, and that's really special. I mean, that's to me is better than blood, to tell you the truth.
Yep. 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 That's
So
for
thank
sure.
you, darling.
You're welcome. Thank you, honey bun.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed meeting, finally, the fabulous Lady Mac. And as a matter of fact, she left some very powerful words for us to ponder for the week for our life lesson. And I'll share that with you in just a moment. But before that, I want to remind you about the information you can find on the website. And again, the website is BEJ-Associates.com/radio. And once you get there, I'm going to have available a box that will contain just links to the various websites that Lady Mac is featured on. So if you want to know more about her, see her in action, and become a fan like me, then that's where you'll find that information. And of course, if you scroll down towards the bottom of that page, you will see an archive of all the shows. The show file number is BWSR for Black Wall Street Radio. Shout out. Show -9. So BWSR show -9 is where you'll be able to see the program that you just heard. So, without further ado, our life lesson for the week from the fabulous Lady Mac. We are here as unique divine light beings, understanding that life is ongoing and all there is God, who really is love. And to flow love and to be love is what we came here to powerfully do, assisting the divine plan of the ascendancy and freedom of planet Earth and awakening humanity. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.